What up, Body Bags? BDG Reviews here. Okay, so I had no clue what I wanted to review this week at all. So eventually I settled on something. I just actually picked this up at a thrift store for $1. And what that is it's War of the Worlds, a historical perspective. Essentially, it's a set of like two documentaries. I'm reviewing the first one called 100 Years of Terror. The basic idea here, this is it's about like roughly an hour and a half long, and it looks at the entire kind of history of War of the Worlds. So it starts off, with the novel, and it goes through like H.G. Wells' life and everything. Then it moves on, to the 1953 movie. Well, actually, before that, it does the radio broadcast that Orson Welles did. Then the 53 movie, the television series. It mentions the what's it called one? The remake with Tom Cruise, but it doesn't really get into it, so I'm assuming this actually probably came out before that movie. But all in all, it's a very interesting documentary. It goes into a lot of details about how H.G. Wells ended up coming up with this story and everything. It talks about, the panic that the Orson Welles production caused, as well as the panic in some other countries that it was caused, including one in, I think it said Bolivia, where 15 people died and they burned down a radio station because of it. Just think about that for a second. These people were so freaked out that when they found out it was actually just a show, they went to the radio station and burned it down with 15 people inside. Just let that sink in for a second. And it also covers one of the greatest pieces of War of the Worlds ephemera, I guess you could say, that no one really talks about, and that is War of the Worlds, the musical, which is just damn awesome. If you've never heard anything from War of the Worlds, the musical, honestly, just go on YouTube right now, type in War of the Worlds musical, Thunderchild, and that'll get you what you need to see. Awesome stuff. I got it on vinyl. I love it. All in all, for a documentary, it's pretty, how can I put this? It's not as in-depth as I would have liked. I would have liked a real in-depth, one that looked not just at the book, but the movie, the series, everything, really, like a 3 or 4 hour documentary. But what this does is, like I said, it's about an hour and a half, and it gives you a pretty good overview of the War of the Worlds. And if you're a fan of War of the Worlds, go ahead and see this. You can't go wrong. For a rating, I give it like 8 out of 10. It's not the greatest documentary ever, but it's by far... It's not the worst by far. Like I said, I got this for $1 at a thrift store, so I'm thinking probably you can find this still on Amazon, I'm assuming. Yeah. And probably in some I don't know, dollar stores or whatever. But if you happen to come across this, H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, a historical perspective on the H.G. Wells classic book, 2-disc set by Channel 1000 and Gold Hill Entertainment. If you come across it, pick it up. You can definitely do worse, and it's interesting. It really is. So yeah, that's it for me. See you next time.